phishing emails invariably are successful because somebody clicks on a link. The laptop doesn't do the clicking, the mobile device doesn't do the clicking, it's the individual. Phishing is the most effective form that most attackers have. It's one of the fastest growing forms of ingress into a network system, and it relies on those staples of fraudsters, which is human curiosity, human desire to be liked, human desire to do what they're told, and of course in a time of COVID, everybody wants to know about which place they can go on holiday to, what they're going to have to do when they get back. Is there going to be, is the hotel I'm going to be operative? So they get an email saying, you know, read the latest about the hotel you were planning to stay in. They go click, and you're done. So there are some very clever people in cybercrime, and they have many of exactly the same tools as we do. So, you know, if you're a marketer, you know perfectly well that before you send an email out, you run it through some software which is designed to make sure it's not going to get caught in spam filters. Why do you think cyber criminals don't have exactly the same software? Because they do. They write emails which are designed to get through spam filters and get onto people's laptops. Cyber criminals know perfectly well that spelling mistakes are an obvious way to get caught, and only the really stupid cyber criminals still put out emails that look like that. Stunningly, they still work. The sophisticated cyber criminals put out stuff that you will struggle to work out whether or not it's a genuine or a phishing email or not. And this month's will be different from last month's. And what that means is that if you're going to train your staff effectively on phishing, you need them to be doing a phishing training course probably every quarter, with not the same one they did last quarter, but an updated one every quarter. They need to be paying attention to updates on a monthly basis. They need to be listening. They need to be aware of what's going on, because when that email arrives that looks just like the real thing, the question they have to ask themselves is, was I expecting this? And if the answer is no, then you probably don't want to rush into opening it, because that email could be coming from a supplier. It's a genuine URL of the supplier. And it says, here's the copy of the invoice you asked for. And you go, don't think I asked for it, but let me look anyway, and you're done. Because the attackers have taken over the supplier, they're in the supplier's email system because their cybersecurity is pretty poor, and they know perfectly well that a genuine email from a supplier has got much more chance of being opened than one which comes from a URL which looks like the supplier's but isn't quite. So you click on it, you're done. You needed to say to yourself, but I wasn't expecting you to send me a copy of an invoice. Why have you done that? And if you're smart, you'll email the person you know at it and say, why have you sent me a copy of the invoice? Most good phishing emails these days are designed so they'll download a piece of malware which you don't know about. Your machine doesn't instantly light up and go, blue, we've got you. It downloads a piece of malware which reaches out to command and control servers on the internet, brings in a whole bunch of really nasty stuff, gets stuck into your network, and somewhere between 1 month and maybe 6 months later, it will start encrypting and saying, we now have everything. It's way too late by then.